Hey there, John here. In this video, I am going to step you through the process I use to find a good domain name for a website. The problem with this is that a lot of domains have been registered, so they're not available. And there's also another thing I check for, and that is to make sure that the domain has not been registered and used as a site in the past, and that has ruled some out as well, and I'll show you an example. So a good starting point, once you've chosen a niche, and I'm actually going to create a site here on bicycles, cycling. I'm into it. I have an electric bike. I do mountain biking, a little bit of road biking, so on and so forth. So it's something I'm interested in, so it could be a fun site. We'll see how it goes. So I have my niche. This is a great, I've checked out and I've used a lot of domain name generator ideas type websites. This is one of the best ones. So it's leandomainsearch.com, and you just put in your seed word. So in this case, we could put in bike, and then you hit search, and you can see you get a whole bunch of different options. All right. So we're going to check these after. So one that I found that I thought was actually pretty cool was bike seed. I like that one. And okay, so you find one you like, and then what I do is I usually just go to GoDaddy, and just to make sure that it's actually available. So I put it in there, and it's like, oh wow, that's amazing. It's actually available. It's not a premium. It's not selling for like $5,000. I don't buy premium domains. I maybe it's a good idea. I don't know. I just want to just get the basic price. Okay, bike seed's available, but the one next check, and then the reason I do this next step is I have not done this for a couple of sites, and I ended up registering domains that were once websites, and they were, I guess, penalized, or there were problems with it because nothing ever happened with them, and it's a big nightmare. You do a lot of work. So I go to Wayback Machine, the web archive. You can just Google Wayback Machine. You'll come here, you input the domain that you're thinking about, and lo and behold, look, this thing was registered in 2013. I'm not even going to bother checking it out. The fact that it was once registered. Google's first penalty penguin came out in 2012. All right. This was around then. I don't know. I don't even look. Some people who are really into domain buying and know a lot about due diligence to check whether a site was penalized or not, they may further investigate. My rule of thumb now is if it was once a site, even though the domain is available, I am not going to do it. So I got to rule this out, and that's unfortunate because that's actually a pretty cool name. Another one. Now I've got a list of various words I attach to certain seed keywords, such as, and they don't always show up in the domain generators here. Where was that? Here. But I add things like Baron or Maestro or Panther or Ninja. I mean, you've probably seen these. I actually think they're kind of good. So one that I thought would be kind of cool was Pedal Panther. Now, I thought in my head this was good, but when I'm looking at it and I read it out loud, kind of pedal, not the best word, kind of has some bad connotations there. You want to watch out for that because this could give the wrong impression. You don't want to confuse someone and they think that your site is not has a bad connotation to it. So I'm going to pass on this. I actually really like it. It kind of rolls off the tongue nice. But I'm going to have to pass on this because, well, it's just not ideal. So it's back to the drawing board. Another good place to look for ideas is using the thesaurus. Okay, so I was looking, when I started the search, I was putting in bicycle, bike, cycling, even checked pedal, which I since ruled out. But then I came here and I put in cycling, and I got cycle, and I thought, okay, cycle, that's short. Shorter than cycling or bicycle, so that's cool, and it still kind of gives the idea of what the site would be about. So I started playing with that, and I went to the domain here. I didn't actually get anything here because I've got one that I use for a few sites, and that was this one, Cycle Baron, and I like that. I like that a lot. Okay, it's obviously about cycling generally, but it's fairly broad. So I can cover pretty much anything pertaining to cycling, and it's got a nice ring to it. It's a fairly short domain. I don't have any dashes. I don't have numbers. It's a .com, which every site I own is a .com. I recommend you do the same. There are exceptions, of course. If you're, like, for instance, if you're a local Canadian business, a .ca would probably be preferable, but this is not a local business site. This is going to be a global niche site. So this I like. And so it's done. This took me about a half an hour. Okay, I did some of this work before I shot the video. And so it does take time to find a good domain. Actually, I actually spent some time on it because, well, that's going to be the brand of your site. So, you know, take a little bit of time and check this out. Now, I also went into the Wayback Machine. I checked CycleBaron. This is what I like to see. There's nothing there as far as Wayback Machine. I have no other tool to check. Otherwise, generally I find Wayback Machine is really good. So that looks like a winner. That's the one I'm going to do, and that is the domain I'm going to use to carry on with this video series on how to start and build a blog website. Thanks for watching.